So during the NRAS Awareness Week, one of the key messages is to keep mobile and fit. And one of the best ways to do that is to find an exercise that works for you or an activity that works for you and make sure that you continue to do it and understand what you can and can't do during your flare-ups. People with rheumatoid arthritis can be concerned that exercising may damage or worsen their condition. However, we know that exercise and movement is actually extremely good for the joints, and we know that there's actually a direct correlation between exercise and improvement with these conditions. I had a patient recently who is in her 60s who suffers with rheumatoid arthritis, who was still running marathons up until 6 months ago. So the key message really is to make sure that we maintain exercise and don't do too much, and understand what exercises you can and can't do, which are helpful to manage your symptoms. The reason that's important to us is because there's a direct correlation between mental health and physical health. And we know that people suffering with chronic conditions, quite often the main problem is actually suffering with mental health conditions such as depression and anxiety. And we know that through exercise, the physical side of it, we can manage those symptoms as well. But sometimes we do need a bit of extra help, and talking to the right people in a mental health aspect can really help with that.
As a psychotherapist, my belief is that people with long-term conditions such as RA would really benefit from long-term psychological support. And that's because it's a long-term chronic illness, and it takes time to come to terms with what that means for you as an individual. It takes time to work with your medical team to work out how that's going to look for you in your future. But it's also about coming to terms with what your future is going to look like and how that can be different to what your hopes and dreams were before your diagnosis. So it's how it affects you in the long term, and obviously that can change. So access to long-term support is essential. Some people believe that there is a stigma around seeking support for mental health. Having worked in mental health for a long time, I would say that stigma is reducing. It is still there, and it will always be there, whether that's around mental health, physical health, and I think that stigma is around struggling and asking for help in any way. What I've learned personally and professionally is that when we ask for help, life can really change for us. So although it can be really hard to ask for help, once you do it and once you find that right person to help you, life can really take off.